Well guys, it's looking like I've got a coolant leak from somewhere because it is dripping off of here and running down through here. So I'm going to assume that it may be from this here. So it looks like I am leaking coolant from somewhere underneath the airbox. There's not very many places that it could be leaking from there, so I'm going to pull the tank off, pull the airbox off, and see what I can see from there. Hopefully it's something small, and hopefully it's something that maybe I just left loose. So let's pull this tank back off. So guys, I've got it tore all the way down to here, and it's looking like my coolant is coming out from where it goes into the head. I'm going to drain the coolant back out of this bike again and see if maybe I forgot to put the O-ring on that thing, but if so, goodness gracious, I'm an idiot. So guys, sure enough, I got in a hurry, bolted that in, and didn't put an O-ring on it. If you can see down there, I did not, so of course it was leaking behind it, and I believe that's where my coolant issue was coming from. So I'm going to find the O-ring for it, slap it back on, and put this thing back together. Alright guys and gals, hopefully that fixed it. It sucks that I had to go all the way back down to where I did, but I'm going to put the coolant back in it that we drained out, and hopefully that O-ring that I put back on it fixes it. Hopefully it was a small problem and not a major one, but it was exactly what I thought it was. The O-ring was missing. So let me pour some coolant back in this, and hopefully we can fire it up with no issues this time. Alright guys, so everything's back in it. I filled it back up with coolant. So I'm going to let this fuel pump cycle through a couple times since we completely drained the tank kind of by accident. Not really drained the tank, but the fuel lines anyway. So let that prime up a couple times. And one more. Guys, I truthfully don't know what that was in that last clip that was dripping, because it was literally coming from the joint of the slip-ons, Y-pipe type of area, and the header. So I don't know if it's just like condensation or exactly what it is, but it doesn't appear to be coolant or the engine ice. It looked like pure water. So I'm going to try this again, and hopefully that there's no unknown leaks here. So I have some kind of water or something coming from this joint here, and I'm not exactly sure why or where that water would be coming from. If anybody has any idea, please comment below, comment in wherever I post this, because that is what is hitting the ground. It doesn't appear to be engine ice. It honestly just appears to be water coming from that joint. So I posted on R1 Owners on Facebook. It's a group that I'm in. I think there's like 13,000 R1 owners, something along those lines. They told me not to worry about the water coming from the exhaust, that it is just condensation. It just was concerning. New motor, had a coolant leak. Now all of a sudden I've got stuff coming out of the exhaust that wasn't coming out of it before. So as you can tell, it was a little concerning to me. They're telling me that I have nothing to worry about, so I'm going to take their word for it on this one. And I'm going to start the bike up, let it run for probably 10 or 20 minutes actually. And if something's going to leak, it should leak in that time frame. So guys, after about 15, maybe 20 minutes, I let the bike get all the way up to 221 degrees. The fans kicked on the way they were supposed to, so that was good. The place that it was originally leaking the coolant from, it is no longer leaking from, or at least it's not coming down the same way that it was. And the water issue, I'm not too worried about because it quit as well. So it is looking like it was condensation. Yeah, I kind of panicked out, but it is what it is. Like I said, new motor on a new platform that I'm not familiar with, and some random water coming out after I've already had a coolant leak. That was a little bit concerning to me. So thumbs up to R1 Owners Forum. Always coming through for me. If you like this video, if it helped at all, if it entertained it at all, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Have a great night.